So we just got a new Nintendo Direct, and the game I've been wanting for years is finally coming to the Switch. Disney Zoom Zoom Festival. You cannot believe how excited I was to finally see a trailer for this game.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that they actually announced it. Could you?
I couldn't believe it either. But no, I'm not that excited for it, but we'll get into we'll get into it later. Welcome to our thoughts on the Nintendo Direct on February 13th, 2019. I'm Demeech, and as featured on Shoe Nice,
I'm Tyler from T&D Productions.
and here are our thoughts on the Nintendo Direct. Now, in all seriousness, I'm going to talk about the announcement that I was the most excited for. I'm sure it was the announcement that most of you were excited for. Super
And
Mario
it
Maker
was yeah.
2, not Disney
hmm
Tsum Tsum Festival.
Well, I mean, they could add Tsum Tsums as playable skins, but nonetheless, let's continue.
So this was a game that I was expecting to come to the Switch at some point. I felt like now would be the time to reveal it, and I am so glad that we're finally getting Super Mario Maker on the Switch. And it's not just a port either, it's a full-on sequel with a lot of new options, and even a 3D world theme.
Oh yes, as soon as they showed that off, I was like, yes, I'm on board. Because I never liked the first Mario Maker, but for some reason they added enough stuff for me to be like, you know what? I'll buy Mario Maker 2.
You know, just as long as they add Charge and Chuck, instant purchase.
One of the things I wanted to bring up though is that with the 3D World skin, it's obviously not exactly 3D World. It's 3D World on a 2D, viewpoint, but you could go in and out of the background, kind of, proving the point that it's still kind of 3D. But also, there seems to be playable characters such as Luigi, Blue Toad, possibly Peach, and Toadette from what you've told me.
Now, I didn't see Peach, so I wouldn't say that, but Blue Toad and Toadette I saw in a picture for Super Mario Maker 2. And Luigi's
Right.
wearing the Builder costume, so no doubt he's going to be playable.
What is that? Do you think maybe we'll have two-player in this game as well?
Would be nice. Switch is made
It
for two
would.
player with the Joy-Cons, but I was
Yeah.
pretty happy to see Super Mario Maker 2. I think the 3D World skin is not just a skin, it's kind of new
It,
gameplay for 2D Mario. And
it
I feel
is.
like it
Yeah.
could be an evolution of 2D Mario, and I know it's not a 2D Mario game, but I'm happy it's happening either way.
Do you think that maybe the reason why we didn't see maybe a port of 3D World is because maybe we're getting kind of a kind of a sequel and in the style of what Mario Maker 2 showed us off?
I mean, it could be, but with Nintendo, you never really know. They could have added a
That's
Super
true.
Mario Odyssey theme, but it
Mm.
brings me hope
I
that we'll
I
see
don't see
more
that
of 3D
happening.
World.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I am so excited to play that skin.
Now, the question is, with Super Mario Maker 2, will there be amiibo costumes if there are going to be playable characters? Because that was one of my favorite features of the first one.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not sure if there'll be playable characters for each skin. I'm thinking that the playable characters will be dedicated to maybe Mario 3D World. I'm not too sure about the other skins, so I'm guessing yes, they will be returning for the NES skins. But who knows? Who really knows at this point?
Koizumi.
Well, yeah, obviously, but
But yeah, I'm really excited for Super Mario Maker 2. I'll make a lot more videos on it. This is one of the games that I'm most excited for in 2019.
I actually, yeah, and I can't wait to speculate on a separate podcast about what the future of 2D Mario might look like.
But yeah, after that we got some unexpected news. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker is getting DLC. Now, what did you think of that? I know you haven't played Captain Toad, and I've recommended to you a billion times, and you refuse to get it. But what were your thoughts on the DLC? Because I thought it was a little bit underwhelming, but it was honestly more surprising that we got DLC in the first place. And there's a new co-op mode for the Switch version, which, why wasn't that in the game when it initially launched? There was some co-op thing like Super
Yeah,
Mario Odyssey and Super Mario Galaxy's Co-Star modes, but now there's actual
yeah.
co-op, so I might go back to the game.
It looks cool. I still don't want to get Captain Toad yet. I want to wait for a price drop. excuse me. It looks cool. The new worlds that they have are pretty cool. Um, I think it's nice for like Captain Toad fans that they're getting more service because I'll be honest with you, I don't think the game's ever getting a sequel. But it's nice. And maybe one day when I do pick up Captain Toad, I'll enjoy the DLC levels as well.
I don't know how much they are, but I'll check on it later. If they're cheap, I'll get them. But if they're kind of expensive, I think I'll pass, because the original game has enough content to keep you busy for quite a while, so
Right.
I'm pretty happy that we're getting DLC. Not too excited, but it's a nice gesture from Nintendo. Now,
Yeah.
on to more updates. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate 3.0 is coming out this spring. They didn't give much details on it, but they said Joker will be playable in April. But what do you think these new things could be?
Uh, I'm pretty sure they're returning modes and new modes, such as home run contest, hit the targets, maybe even smash run, and maybe a few more modes as well. Uh, and I think that's pretty much it. I think really it's just new modes. I don't think it's any special characters like Piranha Plant or anything. I mean, I could be wrong. We could be getting Goomba for all we know,
Spike,
or
Pinkle
Spike.
Peach.
Yeah, who knows? But no, really, I think it's just modes. But I'll let you talk about the modes before I get into something else Smash related.
I do think it's the modes, and I was gonna say, if they're gonna update Smash Bros. Like that, using the Splatoon 2 model, I'd be perfectly happy with that. That's using that model right, because Super Smash Bros. Ultimate launched with a huge amount of content, and I never
Right.
felt like there was nothing to do in the game. So it's just gonna be the gift that keeps on giving if it gets updated. So I
Right.
can't wait what the future holds for it.
Yeah, one of the things that I was actually kind of surprised that we didn't see in the direct. Well, not really surprised, but I was kind of thrown off that we didn't get to see any hints towards the second DLC character. I mean, I don't know. You might feel different. You might think it's too early, but I was actually expecting them to announce it, especially with the Dragon Quest announcement.
Well, you know what? Nintendo's kind of weird sometimes. I think they might have a Smash Direct, but
Yeah, I mean, well, Sakurai did say that the last Smash Direct was last year, so I kind of doubt that.
the last Direct of the
Unless,
year.
oh, you're probably right. Either that or they'll announce maybe one or two at E3, but we'll see. I just wanted to say that it was just it threw me off.
But other than that, it was a little bit disappointing of a direct. I mean, we got information on some good third-party games for the Switch, like
Hmm.
Mortal Kombat 11, but
Right.
I felt like a lot of the games were geared towards a more niche audience, and that couldn't be further from the truth when it came to Fire Emblem. Whether or not you're a
Yeah.
Fire Emblem fan, I think it was pretty stagnant how they went on for it so long. I
Hmm.
know it wasn't even that long, but
I mean, it was only 5 minutes. I wasn't too thrown off about it, but at the same time, I that was kind of the thing I was looking forward to the least.
we knew it was gonna
It's-
happen, but
oh yeah,
still,
definitely.
even if I wanted to get into Fire Emblem, that
Hmm.
just felt like a kindergarten teacher talking to their students about a game. So this is Fire Emblem Three Houses, and in it you take control of the students, but don't let them die. Otherwise, your team will get bad grades. It just felt like that. Or maybe, you know
Yeah.
what they should do next time? They should have Cammy Dunaway
What?
talk about Fire Emblem Hero or Three Houses. They should have her talk
Can
about
you
it.
imagine that she? Can you imagine that she's hosting like one of the new Nintendo Directs and she announces like everything Amiibo Party?
That was 2015, not 2008.
Yeah. No, no, no. I mean, yeah. I don't know. It was a little weird,
I just felt
but
like even if
yeah.
I wanted to get hyped for Fire Emblem, that wasn't the way to do it. And a series that I'm a big fan of is Super Smash Brothers. You can't go on too long about something, otherwise it starts to lose the appeal. With Super
Yeah.
Mario Maker 2, they showed off a trailer for it, and I thought that was great, and I keep wanting to know more about it, but it's a curiosity that keeps the hype going. If they're just
Right.
showing off every little detail, like, I don't know, what you're doing in Fire Emblem Three Houses or Donkey Kong's facial expressions, then it gets to the point where it's annoying. But a lot of the
Yeah.
games revealed, besides all the talk about Fire Emblem, I wasn't that interested. They
Yeah.
weren't games that really appealed to me. More power to you if they
Yeah.
were appealing, but at the same time, I play Nintendo games to play the more fantasy stuff, the stuff that appeals more to the Western market, like Mario, Donkey Kong. I mean, they
Yeah.
showed off Yoshi, so that was pretty cool. Stuff like that. A lot
You
of the
know, I
games
was yeah.
were very JRPG-ish.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of a problem, especially since, people go into Nintendo Directs expecting like first party Nintendo news, and I'm sure most of these guys are first party, but they're just so similar to the point where I feel like maybe they should have their own Directs.
I don't necessarily think that all those types of games should have their own Nintendo Direct, but I think it should be more balanced out because there was a huge chunk of time in the Direct where it was mainly those kind of games.
Well, yeah, what I think I mean by that is more of like a third party direct, a direct focusing on third party titles, because I feel like a lot of people go into Nintendo Directs expecting first party announcements and then are disappointed to see that the majority of the announcements are third party
Now, I don't think
announcements.
third-party announcements are a problem as long as the
Hmm.
third-party games kind of fit in line with Nintendo games. Games kind of like Katamari Damacy, Crash
Yeah,
Bandicoot, if Spyro was coming to the Switch, those kind
he
of
is.
games, more fantasy cartoonish games, those fit in well. But
I mean, that's again, that's my opinion. I would rather have an all, first party, focused direct, but people do like the stuff that was shown off. So I'm not going to knock you guys down for liking that.
but yeah, but honestly, besides Super Mario Maker 2, I just couldn't get that interested in most of this stuff in the direct. And with Smash Bros, what was even the point of announcing it if they weren't gonna show off anything? That was just so weird.
I,
3.0
I
is
mean,
coming, but shh, it's a secret. We can't tell you.
we did get to see Joker's model, and I mean, he looks like Joker, so I guess there's that. But yeah, I do think it was a little pointless.
But then, at the end
I
of the
guess
direct,
I think yeah.
you can go
Hmm.
on.
Oh no, I was saying I think they showed that off because I think people were expecting another DLC character reveal.
Hmm. Yeah, but it was still kind of weird. But then the direct ended off with a Link's Awakening remake. Now, I like 2D Zelda, but you're the one who's a bigger fan of 2D Zelda, so I'm gonna let you talk about that a little more, and I'll give my thoughts on it.
Um. Okay. So for the longest time, I've been telling you that there's been a Awakening remake slash sequel in development for 3DS, and then apparently it moved on to the Switch. And it seems to be this game. Um. I am kind of mixed. I Here's the thing. One of the things that I don't really like that much is that it's a straight up Link's Awakening remake instead of maybe like what A Link Between Worlds did, where they use the same they use the same assets from A Link to the Past, but they made a totally brand new game using it, kind of like a sequel. This just seems like a straight up remake. I could be wrong, but and then the other thing that kind of had me torn is the art style. Now, granted, Zelda has done cutesy art styles before, but it's I'm it's not bad. It's just weird seeing like the really simple character designs, especially with Link. We've never seen him in such a simple form before. I guess this is how people felt when they saw Toon Link for the first time in Wind Waker. Uh, but the gameplay looks good. And I mean, the lighting looks good, and the game overall does look very good. But man, those character designs really threw me off, and I really hope it's not just a one for one remake of A Link's Awakening because you know, yeah, it's like it has a fresh coat of paint, but that's pretty much it.
I'm not sure. They could always expand upon it,
That's what
but
I'm hoping they do, though. Like, I hope that it's like a reimagining of A Link's Awakening, and it seems like it is. I still need to get used to the art style because it kind of looks like that chibi Final Fantasy game that they announced a couple of months ago. You know what I'm talking about, right?
yeah.
Yeah, it looks like that, and I just don't know why they didn't go with the Link model from A Link Between Worlds and just expand upon that. But maybe it'll grow on me. I'm cautiously optimistic. I know it'll be good. I just kind of wish it looked like A Link Between Worlds.
We'll have to see when it comes out because there's still a lot of room for improvement, and I think the game's gonna be
Hmm.
really good. I might pick it up too. In
Oh
fact,
yeah,
I think I will.
yeah. No, no, definitely I'll pick it up. It's just it's gonna take me a little getting used to the new art style, and I hope they really do expand on the original. I'm about to play the original. I've never, played Link's Awakening, but I just haven't had the time to pick it up. I might now just to get familiar with it. Um, and I really hope I really hope it's more of a sequel than one for one remake, because that would be kind of disappointing.
But yeah, overall, the Nintendo Direct was a little bit disappointing, but the same thing is going to
Hmm.
happen with every Nintendo Direct. Probably going to be a little disappointing. Forget about all the
Yeah.
disappointing stuff the next day. Think about the really cool things that were announced, like Super Mario Maker 2 and then Link's Reawakening, and then
Hmm.
just
You
speculate
know,
on those games, because that's usually what happens with me.
I wanted to ask before we wrap this up. Why do you think they didn't show off Luigi's Mansion 3 and Animal Crossing? I'm guessing it's because those are the big E3 titles.
I think we might get more footage of them at E3, but I think they were trying to announce more new games. Animal Crossing definitely E3. I think that's going to be the big focus this year. Luigi's
Yeah,
Mansion 3, it's kind of hard to say, but
I,
I'm just going to put it out there. 2019 will be miles better than 2018 ever was. Let's see.
oh yeah,
In the spring, March 29th, we're getting Yoshi's Crafted World. A demo recently came out and I absolutely loved it. And
yeah, I really like.
it looks really promising. I can't say for sure it's going to be amazing, but I will say it's going to be a pretty good 2D platformer on the Switch. Not DK Tropical Freeze levels of excellence, but still really enjoyable nonetheless. Then we're getting
Right.
Super Mario Maker 2 in June. We're getting a new Pokemon this year, Luigi's Mansion 3, and Animal Crossing. So I'd say things are looking pretty good so far.
Yeah, I'd say so too. I actually wasn't expecting Mario Maker to come out this year, so that's actually kind of a pleasant surprise. Um, what was I gonna say? One last thing. When do you think they'll announce the next Smash DLC fighter? Because I was pretty sure they were gonna announce it here
Next Direct.
next Direct. Yeah, maybe an April Direct. Who knows?
I think they're going to do an April Direct. But
Yeah.
before we really end this off, I'm just going to
Hmm.
give two things. I don't think we're getting
Okay.
Mario Kart 8 DLC anymore because it wasn't in the Direct.
Yeah.
I think we would get
Definitely.
DLC if it was shown in the Direct, but since it wasn't, I
Hmm.
don't think it's happening, and Mario Kart 9 still has a possibility. And two, the same goes for Super Mario Odyssey. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Super Mario Odyssey 2 next year, considering we're getting Super Mario Maker 2 this year. So I think that will be
And
the big game for Mario's 35th anniversary.
and don't forget, Super Mario Party 2 has a chance too.
Well, they release a new Mario Party every year.
Yeah, hopefully Mario Party 2 is better. But yeah, Odyssey 2 is a lockdown. I think if they wanted a 8 Deluxe DLC, they would have announced it already. Um, as far as seeing it this year, I'm gonna say Mario Kart 9 is gonna be a 35th anniversary title, and it'll celebrate every it'll celebrate Mario Kart's history essentially.
I
And we'll
think so
talk
too.
about that in a different video.
But yeah, I know there weren't that many announcements that I really liked, but I think Super Mario Maker 2 is a big title, and that's a game I
Yeah.
could see myself playing for a long time. Pretty much I could play that as much as I want. The only thing stopping me from going back to the Wii U version is just because I don't like to play on the gamepad.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad that they added new features, and of course, the 3D World skin is a godsend. I'm kind of disappointed that it looks like they're replacing Peach with Toadette. I'm hoping they don't do that, but that's another discussion for another day.
Well, anyways, this is The Real End. I'm Demeech.
And I'm Tyler from T&D Productions.
Peace out.
Peace out.